we've known for a very long time that the GCC, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE in particular have been putting in place the infrastructure to actually build the future. They understand that AI is going to drive a platform shift and that the way and revolutionize the way that we live and work. And so there's never been a better time, especially with the announcement of the new PIF company, Humane, to actually be the bridge between the region as well as the San Francisco Bay Area to drive demand for the infrastructure that these countries are putting in place.
And the launch of Wyld also really underscores how this region is becoming an increasingly interesting space for private sector investment. It's not just these major sovereign wealth fund deals and government-to-government deals that we see. It's also the private sector now jumping on board, and your fund is a case in point. So, Tala, walk me through the thesis. What gap in the AI ecosystem are you attempting to solve here that others cannot?
Yeah, we're so excited to have the Golub family office back this fund and also to be investing in the GCC for the first time. So bringing FDI into the region, particularly from the US. We are very excited and we see a gap in the market. AI founders need a AI specific firm to serve their needs and to really understand how to take them to the next level and provide them the resources and the access. So whether those resources are in the GCC through the many projects that PIF and government actors in the UAE are putting in place, or it's in the Bay Area with where you find some of the best AI engineers in the world, that is where we want to fill the gap. We also see that the startup ecosystem requires private capital. The government is obviously investing a lot into infrastructure, but we need to drive demand and we need to be supporting small tech. So that's where we play in that space.
And Tala, you mentioned the fund is, of course, backed by Lawrence Golub of Golub Capital. Very significant backer there, obviously one of the world's largest players in private credit. What is that going to mean in practice?
So, of course, Lawrence Golub is the founder and CEO alongside his brother David of the firm Golub Capital, which is a private lender. Golub Capital themselves are not involved in Wyld VC, but rather Lawrence Golub's family office. Of course, we're very excited that they recently moved in December to open up an office in ADGM. And that they're building closer ties. Lawrence himself is in the region very often, and we're always very excited to see him. The opportunity for Lawrence Golub's family office in this VC firm is they understand that AI is in the future and therefore are excited to back this vision.
Tala, what we also see in this space is capital chasing some of the later stage AI bets. So I wanted to get a sense from you about why you're focusing in on early stage in particular. Of course, the size of the fund reflects that, but why focus on early stage? And can you give us some insight into any of the potential investments that you are now sizing up as a result of the fund launching here?
Yeah, thank you for that question. So, where we like to play is really the middleware. Technologies and software that can actually help make models more effective and actually help GPUs run more efficiently. Verticalized applications, so building applications for a particular sector, whether that's real estate, insurance, or financial services. Why we think this moment is exciting is we feel that the technology is changing very much in these early days. And so it makes sense to put in place small bets across a wide spectrum of opportunities. And in
of course,
terms
you mentioned before that you'll be
just
bridging
pipeline.
Sorry, Tala, finish your thought.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, just in terms of pipeline, I've been really excited to see a lot of pipeline from the Middle East, a lot more than what I would have expected. And so I'm excited to probably be sharing that over the next month or two, some deals that we'll be making.
Okay, so deals are in the works. And you mentioned before that you're bridging Silicon Valley with the Gulf. What exactly is the Silicon Valley link here?
Yeah, absolutely. So, what's really important to us, the reason we named the firm Wyld is we want to back Wyld founders. And what that means is we want you to think bigger than the region. We don't want you to just build for the region, and we're going to help you do that. And so, part of our role is to support you in accessing the world's best resources. And we do see that Silicon Valley can play a big role because a lot of the best resources are found there, whether it's AI engineers, whether it's accelerators, whether it's access to tier one investors. Those are all opportunities that we feel we can actually help our founders access.
And Tala, you also have quite a history of course, operating in the region. You and I have met at conferences over the last couple of years. You're a pretty well-known face in this part of the world. One other thing that we often hear from these early stage bets, particularly in emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, is that the access to talent is a challenge that they face as they scale, and access to mentorship also quite a significant challenge as well. Your fund is obviously going to be providing the capital if you see these bets appropriate and a willingness to invest on your side. But what about addressing some of those other issues on the operational side when it comes to getting the talent that these businesses need, when it comes to getting the mentorship that they need? What can your fund do to help bridge that gap?
Yeah, absolutely. We really want to back founders who are, keen to, take on the mantle and be aggressive in how they think about, scaling. It is a very competitive space, and I think that there is a lot of value to being a first mover. And we're here to, roll up our sleeves and, be wild and really think about and invest the time with you to really help you in accessing those resources. We have deep ties to the Bay Area. I've had, experiences working with firms out there. I'm out there all the time, and we also have members of the team who are based out there. And so through our network, we want to help you gain, those resources.
Tala, just before I let you go, of course, starting a new fund is not easy. What's the biggest challenge you're facing right now?
The biggest challenge I'm facing right now is there's never enough time. And, you always want more people on the team because you want to be running at, a million miles an hour. So I would say that's the biggest challenge right now that we're having.